Hey everyone, and welcome to the club. Today I'll be showing you how to draw a flame dragon from Dragon City. I'm going to be drawing this character from the side, so let's get started at the top here with the eye. I'm going to start with a circle, starting from the top. We'll work our way around, and then back up towards the top. Let's add a little bit of detail. On the top left here, I'm going to add a little smaller circle for a highlight. And then in the middle of the eye, I'm going to draw a smaller circle for the pupil. So let's start at the bottom of the highlight. Circle around and then in towards the side. We'll fill that in black. Now I want to draw the outside edge of the eye. So we're going to step down here. We're going to curve over the top of the eye. Now I'm going to curve around the side of the eye and then down towards the bottom. So we're going to go around, pull that in towards the bottom. Now I'm going to make my way down towards that point by curving it downwards. From here I'm going to move over and draw on the horn on the side of the head. So let's start with a little curve. For the side of the head, we're just going to curve down and then back up. From the top point, I want to hook it upwards, going out towards the left and then up. From this point, I want to curve out and then down towards the left side of the socket. Now from here, we're just going to work our way around towards the beak. So let's start with the top of the hair first. From this point of the horn, I'm going to curve over the eye and then come down. Let's add some textured hair along the top. From this point, we're going to draw a little wave going up to the top. So we're going to go out towards the left and then back over towards the right. Now I'm going to hook that back down by tapering it downwards to right about there. We're going to add another spike up here. So about halfway along this curve, I'm going to go up. Again, we're going to taper that back down. Now again, halfway along this curve, we're going to go all the way up to the third spike. Now from here, I want to curve in behind this horn. So we're going to go out and then just pull that down. Let's continue working over towards the front of the head. So we're going to match up with the height of this line here on the right side. We're going to curve around and then back in. From here, I'm going to curve in the opposite direction towards the top of the beak. So I'm just going to round this out and then go out towards the right. Now we're going to pull that back down towards the tip of the beak. So we're going to round up the front and then pull it back down. From here, I want to curve up, aiming towards the eye. We're going to leave a little gap here. So we're going to curve up. Now right here, I want to add in one fang. I'm going to curve it down and then over. Now we're going to hook that back up in the opposite direction, underneath the mouth. About halfway along the fang, I'm going to curve out towards the left. Going out again. We're going to add another fang right here. Curving it down. And then we're going to hook it back up in the opposite direction, underneath the mouth. Now right here, I want to round out the cheek. So it's almost like a big circle in the cheek area. So right beside the fang, I'm going to curve around and just circle it around, aiming towards the eye. We're going to leave it right about there. Right in this area, you want to add in an ear. So from this corner of the horn, I'm going to curve it up and then out towards the left. I'm going to tuck this in behind the cheek. So curving down and then in behind. Now from the tip of the ear, I'm going to curve it down on top of the cheek. There's a little bit of an overlap on the inside. Let's continue the hair in between the horn and the ear. So right on the side of the horn, we're going to curve up and out, and then we're going to tuck this in by curving down behind the ear. Let's go back to the right side and draw on the rest of the face. So right up here, just underneath this brow, I'm going to curve it down and out, and I'm going to hook that back in behind the top of the beak. Now I just want to see a little bit of the eye on the side here. So from the top, I'm just going to round it out and then pull that in behind the beak. We're going to add a half circle at the top for a highlight. Now we're going to step down and just draw another half circle tucked in behind the highlight for the pupil. Color the bottom portion in black. Now I want to take that horn and flip it over in behind the forehead. So right up here, we're going to curve it up to the same height as we have on the left. And then we're going to hook it back down in behind the brow. Now let's add the right side ear back here. So we're going to line this up, curving up and out. Now I'm going to curve in the opposite direction, in behind the cheek. Now I'm going to draw that little seam in between the ears. So at the top, I'm just going to curve it back down in behind the face. Just on the inside of the face here, I just want to draw a little curve just to accentuate the brow line. Just curving it up. And at the front here, I want to add a nostril. So we're going to start at the base of the nostril, we're going to curve around, and I'm just going to loop it back in. So tucking it back in underneath the curve, we'll fill that in black. Now we're going to step down and draw on the lower part of the chin. So underneath the cheek, I'm going to curve forward, and I'm going to pull that down. From here, I'm just going to tuck this in underneath the beak, going up. Now that we got the head, I want to work my way down the back and towards the wing. So we're going to start right at the base of the cheek right here. We're going to curve down and then out towards the left. Now we're going to add the first wing just overlapping the back. So we're going to step down, we're going to curve up. From here I'm going to hook it over, because there's a little spike on the tip of the wing. And I'm going to taper that back, just curving it back to right about there. Now we're going to curve down towards the tip of the wing. Curving out and then down. I want to follow the curve back in towards the socket of the wing. Starting at the tip, we're going to taper it out, so it gets wider. Now we're going to follow this line coming back in. To right there. We just want to connect the ends with a half circle, just curving around. Now there's a flame at the bottom of the wing here, so we're going to step up from that tip. We're going to hook it around. Now from here I want to curve and taper back. Now here I'm going to curve and then pull it back down. Here I'm going to hook it around and then pull it over, and then I'm going to hook this back in underneath the ridge of the wing. Now I'm going to take this part of the wing and just duplicate it in the back here. So let's start with the top line first. In behind the back, we'll curve up, we'll hook it over, and then we're going to hook it back. Now I'm going to tuck this in behind the front wing. Now I'm going to draw the inside edge of the ridge, curving in, and we'll follow this all the way in behind the back of the neck. Now, before I get into the tail, I want to go to the front and draw the front of the body. So just underneath this chin, I want to curve out, round out the chest, and then down towards the legs. So start here, we're going to round it out towards the right, come in, and pull it over towards the left. Now we're going to draw the front part of the front leg here. So it's basically a curve, starting up here, curve forward, and we're going to hook that back, just touching that line there. Now we're going to move to the back and draw on the back of the leg. So stepping over, we're going to curve in the opposite direction down towards the bottom of the leg. So let's start up here, curve around, and we're going to stop right about here because we're going to add a little spike on the end. Draw an angled line going out. Now from here I'm going to curve the bottom of the foot going towards the claws. Curving over to right about there. Now let's add in the claws. From here, I'm going to curve over and then down. I want to close off the bottom by connecting the inside of the socket to the tip with a curve. Go to the top of this claw, we're going to hook it over again, and then we're going to tuck that back in behind with a curve. We'll do that one more time. Now at the base of this thigh here, we're going to curve over in towards the top of that claw. Just coming across like that. We're going to take that same foot and duplicate it in the back here, but we want to raise it up slightly higher. So we're going to start at the back here with a short curve, do an angled line going back. So this is this line right here. We're going to curve the bottom of the foot, going forward. Now let's draw on that first claw. Hooking it down, we'll close off the bottom with a curve. Now we're going to stack two more claws here. At the top of this claw, we're going to hook over and pull that back in. Draw that one more time. Going over, and then back in. Now at the top of this claw, I'm going to curve it up. Now we're not going to go all the way up towards the bottom. We're going to leave a little gap because we want to overlap the top of the arm. Stepping in, curving across, and then tucking that in behind the body. Now let's draw on the hind leg. I'm going to start with the back here first. So leaving enough space for the leg. Right up here, I'm going to curve in and then back. We're going to do what we did here. We're going to curve the bottom of the foot, coming forward. Right about there. I'm going to leave enough room for my claws. I'm going to curve over and then down, and I'm going to hook that back in. And we're just going to tuck this in underneath this leg. Curve it down and then over. Now you're going to see a little bit of the third claw going in behind that leg. You'll see the bottom in between there. Now we want to draw the front of the thigh. So right in here, I'm going to curve in towards the back of that leg and then back over. And then right down at the base, I'm just going to curve in behind the front leg. Now in between the legs here, you're going to see a little bit of the belly, so I'm just going to close that off with a little line. Now from here, I'm going to draw in the tail. So the back is going to go in behind the wing, start up here, curve out, and then pull it up. From here, I'm going to curve it in behind the back leg. Curving down, and then in behind. Let's add a large flame at the tip of the tail. So from the tip, we're going to step down, curve it out, in, and then out. From the tip, I'm going to taper it back. So we're hooking it down. Now we're going to go to the top of the flame. I'm just going to draw another wave going up. And we're going to follow this back in, so tapering it back into right about there. I'm going to hook it back out. Now from here, I'm just going to pull it back in behind the tail. Curving it in. I'm going to add a little flame bit on the end here. So right here, we're going to curve out, in, and then up. We're going to connect the bottom and the top with a curve. I want to add that little body separation in the front here. So underneath the chin, I'm going to go down and then curve this in behind the front leg. This line is going to continue along the tail. So down here, it's going to taper as you get towards the tip of the tail. Add some stripes in the front here. So along this line, I'm going to curve down and in. From here, I'm going to curve in the opposite direction towards the side of the body. We're going to do that 2 more times. Stepping down, curve down towards the center, and curve it back up. And then one final time. And then along the top of the legs, we're going to add some scales. So let's start on the right side here. We're going to draw a curve going across. We're going to draw 2 more just below it. One on the left, and one on the right. And we'll add 1 more in the center, just below. We're going to do that same pattern on the back leg here. And then 1 more along the bottom here. And that's pretty much it. There we have it. There's the flame dragon from Dragon City. I hope you enjoyed today's lesson. Make sure you subscribe and send us your requests in the comments below. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you again soon.